Hello. I can wait just as long as you can. Ned's brother, and a year and a half ago when they first got engaged, the first thing he said to me was, "Paul, are you going to be my best man or what?" So a year and a half ago I started fretting to myself, oh dear, as best man I'm going to have to make a speech. And I'm a little shy at public speaking, so just bear with me. I figured I could do your usual speech where you just lift up a glass and say, "Hey everybody, here's to Ned and Marta," but nah. I decided to create a little visual presentation with illustrations by myself. I narrowed the list down to five. 5 really good reasons why Ned and Marta should be married. Number 1, history. Ned and Marta have been dating each other for over 7.5 years. Now that is ever since Ned was a senior in high school, and I know some of you are probably thinking to yourselves, high school sweeties, it'll never last. But those of you who are thinking that are probably unaware of the fact that for a good deal of time, and I don't mean to bring up bad memories, but for a good deal of time, they actually broke up. They stayed broken up for a while, a year, tormented, tried other people, said to themselves, man, just not Ned, just not Marta. So they eventually got back together. Number 2, music. You know, a typical pickup line of your average swinging playboy in the 1970s might be, "Hey baby, you and me, we can make beautiful music together." Well, Ned and Marta have been playing music together for over 5 years. And although my opinion may be biased, some people have told me that the music they make is beautiful. You see, they play in a band called Lawsuit. In the band, Ned plays the drums, and Marta plays the trombone. And we have tapes and t-shirts and CDs available after this. Number 3. Cohabitation. Ned and Marta have been living together for over 3 years. Some of you may approve, some of you may disapprove, but in that time they have become domestic. They bought a cat. They named the cat Ernie. And this summer, thanks to my mom and dad as a wedding present, they plan to get a dog. They name him Bert. Actually, they plan to get a pug, but have you ever tried to draw a pug? Anyhow, they become domestic. They live together. They work well together. They live together. You go over to their house, they know exactly what to do. Ned cooks, Marta cleans, Ned cleans, Marta cooks. They work well together. They cohabitate. And in my opinion, this is just my opinion, but if 2 people are unable to live together, then they probably won't have a good chance in marriage. So that's why I think that's one of the good reasons. Number 4, humor. This one's a little hard. You see, Ned and Marta have a shared sense of humor. They have a similar sense of humor. And again, in my opinion, and my opinion only, I think a similar sense of humor is essential to a good relationship. Now I thought I'm going to have to come up with some way to prove to you all that Ned and Marta share the same kind of humor. So I came up with this. You see, as children, me, Ned, my brothers Tom and David, and my sister Jerry came up with a fabulous way of humiliating my mom in public. It was called fake fighting. Fake fighting was based on one simple technique, the fake punch. It worked like this. You have figure A and figure B. Figure A puts his right arm, his or her right arm and hand into a fist and swings it at figure B, just barely missing figure B in the jaw. Figure B then, at that moment, claps his or her hands together and swings his or her head back to give the illusion of a fake punch. The illusion of a fake punch, thank you. Shut up. So, we did this frequently. We did this all the time. We did it in restaurants, on vacation, at toll booths, family gatherings, whenever we could. Well, the whole thing phased out, kind of, when I was around 13. And about a year ago, Ned, being the comic genius that he is, thought it would be great to bring it back. And all of a sudden, Ned was swinging punches at everybody, just barely missing them in the jaw. Everyone's clapping their hands together and throwing their heads back. And it was funny. I mean, maybe you don't think it was funny, but I thought it was funny. Well, the other day, me and my friend Greg and Ned and Marta were on the back porch of my house in Berkeley. Marta started to whisper something to Ned. Greg commented to me, audibly so they could hear us, that it was rather rude of them to be whispering to each other in public. Marta then, in an effort to cover up for the whispering, jumped back away from Ned, said, "Hey Ned, don't talk that way about Paul," and swung her fist at his jaw. Ned, without even having to think about it, clapped his hands and threw his head back and fell back on the floor. And at that point, Greg turned to me and said, "They're perfect for each other."